is going on, fellow Pokemon card collecting enthusiasts? This is Jay Scotty, so I'm back with another Pokemon video, and in today's video, we have a 37 card PSA return, as well as a few things that I've gotten in the mail recently. Let's get into it. First up is this Dark Charizard Holo, 4.5. That Fallen is not going to affect its grade at all, and I'm just going to be cracking this out of a case and adding it to my binder. I only have a few cards left to complete my first edition set. I have the unlimited set, but need to complete it in first edition. Next up is this Flareon. I only need one more card for the jungle set, and it is this Flareon. But unfortunately, well, fortunately, depending on how you look at it, this one's way too minty for me to put into the binder. I think it's going to get a PSA 8, perhaps even a 9 if the grader is nice that day, a 7 if they're having a bad day, but an 8 is what my money would be bet on. I'd wager an 8 out of this one, so that's not going into the binder. I need cards that are like PSA 5, 6s, and 7 max for the binder if they're this caliber of card. Next up is this Flareon GX10. These are from 2019, and I'm going to be adding this to the collection because I have the other two tins, and I needed to complete the set. Next up is these two Dragon Ball Perfect Combination booster packs or booster boxes. I got these off of TikTok Shop. I've ordered some things off of TikTok Shop. Some people advise against it, and I've done it 5 times now, and it's been fine each and every time. Next up, oh yeah, this was going to be in this submission. So I regraded a Zapdos from Legendary Collection, and it is in this submission. Let's get into the submission, shall we? After 2 minutes of the video, we got this Pikachu from McDonald's. Pretty awesome having that swirl down there as well. Super mega swirl. Really nice card. Then we got this Pikachu here, Black Star promo. There's a lot of Pikachus in this submission here. Near mint 7 for that one. Next up is the illustration rare from 151, snagging a 9. What do you know, another Pikachu. This one's pretty darn cool. It's got Charmander and Pikachu in battle, and it's a card-ass card, and I am stoked that they gave it an 8. I didn't think that one would get an 8. I thought it would get worse. But this Muck, I thought this Muck would do a bit better than a 7. You're going to notice a pattern for all of my cards here that are WotC Holos. They all got 7s, the whole submission. This one does have some print lines, yeah. I can see that one snagging a 7. Let's check out the Magnetons. The Magneton, worthy of a 7. Let's see. How's the back? It's just weird that they all uniformly got 7s. Go ahead and see. Yeah, that one's got some print lines. Yeah, pretty clean on the back. Some print lines actually on the back, it looks like, too. Then I got a bunch of energies from EX Emerald. None of them got 10s. I was really hoping that at least one of them would get a 10. This one's got a double swirl. Really cool. Next up is the Grass Energy. This one's also got a swirl. It's hard not to have a swirl with these. This one's got 2 swirls right there. Also a 9. Another 9 for this Psychic Energy swirl. And then an 8 for this Psychic Energy. So no 9s, or no 10s. I thought one might have a chance to get a 10, but sadly mistaken. This Darkrai, I didn't expect this Darkrai to get an 8. I thought it would get a 7, so this one's a little bit higher than I thought. And then the Zapdos. It did end up getting a 9, so I am very thrilled about this because it was a 7. So regrading definitely helped this card out quite a bit. Pretty stoked for this to be a 9. I thought it would get an 8 regrading it, but I will go ahead and take a 9. So that's pretty good to see. Nice. Next up is a WotC Holo. So gonna have a 7, right? And then another WotC Holo. Let's give it a 7. This, yeah, there's some print lines, bunch of print lines, but back in the day, this would not be a 7. Let me tell you, this would not be a 7 back in the day. Probably an 8 or 9. Lapras always has a bunch of scratches, and it's very difficult to grade. Pikachu VMAX snagging a 9. Then we got the 11th movie commemoration set Pikachu getting a 10, or sorry, a 9. Then we got the reverse expedition Pikachu getting an 8. I think I sold this recently for like 60 something bucks, so that was pretty good. In an 8 even. Then we got the Radiant Collection Pikachu, snagging a 9. Look at all those Pikachus. Yeah, there's just a ton of Pikachus in this submission. I usually don't send in a bunch of Pikachus, and I thought, hey, might as well. Got a 9 with this one, Mimikyu in the reflection there. This Pikachu gets an 8. This one gets a 9. It's the holiday calendar. I better get this one listed soon. You can see pretty good print lines there. Maybe that's why I got an 8. Pikachu GX. I just sent this in hoping that it would get a 10. Didn't get it. This Arceus has a huge print line going down the middle. Very easily to see. That's why I got a 9. I sent this one into PSA once and they didn't grade it, and then I sent it in again because I noticed that they started grading them, and I didn't expect a 7, but I will take a 7 for this for sure. I thought this would get maybe a 5, so that's good to see. And then we got the Ultra Instinct Goku Unstoppable. Really cool to see this in a 10. Let's go. It's pretty easy to grade these cards. And then we got a Venusaur Blueback. And then this concludes my cards, and the next 6 cards belong to my buddy Sky. So Sky, what'd you get? The Mew got a 9. These are substantially heavier because they are metal cards. Then the Mew EX got a 9. Then the Mewtwo gets a 9. Then the Pokeball gets a 9. Then the Pikachu gets an 8. Sorry. But makes up for it with this Kyoto Pokemon Center Gem Mint 10 right at the end. Last card, but certainly not least. I think that one's like $200, so that's a good come up if you were wanting to sell it. That's it for today's video. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great day and peace out.